fourth fight, but I'm happy with the result. It was great work. It was the result of great work that we did in our preparation at high altitude. That's what allowed us to move forward in the fight.
Finalmente de mi parte, me parece increíble, inaudito, una tarjeta 114-114. Sumé la pelea y me parece, a ver, increíble. ¿Qué opinas de esa tarjeta 114-114?
Finally, I gotta say, it was incredible, the scorecard of 114 to 114. What did you think about that? It was incredible.
Bueno, la verdad que la pelea pasada tú sabes cómo estuvo, ¿no? Y mucha gente lo vio ganar a él, mucha gente lo vio ganar a mí. Hoy sentí que gané claramente la pelea, no sé por qué dieron ese resultado, pero pues gracias a Dios pues ganamos la pelea, que es lo importante, ¿no? Ya la gente va a opinar lo que va a opinar, para bien o para mal, pero pues lo que sí me dieron ganar, que es lo importante, y estoy feliz por el resultado. Siento que gané más claramente, pero pues así es.
Juan.
Well, the truth is, you saw what happened with the last fight, but the most important thing is that I won, and I clearly won in this fight. I don't know why they gave that result, but thank God we won. That's most important. And with the people, they're always going to opine things, whether that's good or bad, but as long as the judges saw me win, and so it's good, I'm happy, and I feel like I won clearly this fight.
Juan, muchas gracias. Byron Saavedra de Nicaragua. Una cosa es ver la pelea desde debajo del ring. Tú has compartido ya 36 rounds con Roman González. Con respecto a la revancha de Dallas, la actuación que tuvieron, y ¿encontrás algún tipo de diferencia en Chocolatito? ¿Algo cambió? Quizás sentís que ha cambiado algo en él, o no es el mismo, tu percepción de eso.
One thing is to see the fight inside the ring, it's another thing to see it from outside of the ring. You shared 36 rounds with Roman, and so with regard to him and the difference between now and the fight in Dallas, do you think that something changed? Do you think he's no longer the Roman Gonzalez of before?
Bueno, la verdad que yo en las tres peleas lo sentí igual, lo sentí fuerte, lo sentí como él es, ¿no? Él va de menos a más, pero hoy nos ayudó mucho la preparación física, que es lo que nos sacó adelante, y pues Roman González todavía le queda mucho camino por delante. Mucha gente dice ya está acabado, pero pues yo no le veo lo acabado, ¿no? Es un gran peleador, y como dije, él se merece una cuarta pelea.
Well, in those three fights, I felt him all the same. He was always strong like he is. He always goes from less to more. Today what helped us is the physical preparation. That's what allowed us to move forward. And I still feel like he has a long road ahead of him. And so I don't think, some people say that he's finished. I don't think he's finished. I think he's a great fighter, and hopefully we can do the fourth fight.
But are you finished with the trilogy? You want it to be over?
¿Crees que sientes tú que ya se acabó todo?
Bueno, yo creo que sí cerramos una gran trilogía, hicimos tres excelentes peleas, pero como lo comento, ¿no? Si ellos quieren una cuarta, yo creo que se la merecen, ¿no? Pero si no, a mí obviamente me gustaría unificar títulos contra otro campeón, y pues ese sería mi camino a seguir.
Yes, we ended the trilogy. There were three excellent fights, but if they want the fourth fight, I think they deserve it. But if not, then I'd like a unification fight against another champion. That looks like it's the path that I'm going to be following.
Bueno, el último round te lo guardaste, por decir de alguna forma. ¿Estabas pensando en atacar más duro en ese último round, o fue la motivación del momento? ¿Cómo fue? Porque sí, te viste mucho mejor este round que los pasados, ¿no? Que el 10, que el 11.
You looked a little better in the last round than in the previous one. Were you holding it in so that you can do everything in the last round?
Bueno, íbamos round tras round, ¿no? La verdad que cuando él apretaba, nosotros también tenemos que apretarnos. Mi entrenador me decía, tenemos que llevar round tras round, no dejar que nos gane ningún round. Obviamente me ganó uno o dos rounds, pero pues él es un gran peleador, ¿no? También, y pues gracias a Dios ganamos la mayoría de los rounds, que es lo importante. Pero pues sí, mucha gente me gritaba gallo y yo los escuchaba, y pues obviamente me motivaba todo eso.
We would win or try to fight round by round. When he would tighten up, we would do the same, but we would fight round by round. I wasn't trying to allow him to win a single round, but he did win some. But what can I say? He's a great fighter, but thank God I won the majority of the rounds. That's what is important. People were screaming my name, Gallo, Gallo, and that's what motivated me to keep going forward.
Dear Eddie Hearn, with all my respect, can I ask a question to the trainer? Because he's trained forever, and I believe he deserves to be here. José Alfredo, ¿puedo hacer una pregunta?
Ven, amigo.
Por favor. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Eddie Hearn. José Alfredo antes que nada, felicidades. Siempre he pensado que los entrenadores mexicanos son los mejores del mundo. ¿Hoy crees que te colocas al lado de los Eddie Reynoso, de los Joel Díaz, los Manny Robles y los Robert García? Acabas de ganar una de las tecnologías más importantes del boxeo mexicano.
Alfredo, first of all, congrats. I've always felt that the Mexican trainers are the best in boxing. Today, do you position yourself among the likes of Eddie Reynoso, Joel Diaz, Manny Robles, and Robert Garcia? You just won one of the most important trilogy fights in history.
Bueno,
El micrófono.
primero que nada, muchas gracias, estoy bien agradecido con mi Dios, pero yo creo que eso lo va a decir la persona, ¿no? Yo estoy abajo de la esquina de Juan Francisco, siempre apoyándolo. Yo creo que Juan Francisco es un peso chico. Yo creo que ahora que estamos peleando más acá en Estados Unidos, yo creo que puede ser que me conozcan más, ¿no? Pero yo estoy muy agradecido con Juan, que siempre ha confianza, es todo.
Felicidades.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to my God. Some people will say that. It's up to the people to determine that. But I'm just blowing the corner with him, supporting him. He is in the smaller weight classes. He's fighting more in the United States. And perhaps people will know me more as a result. But I'm just grateful for him, with Juan, for believing in me. That's all.
Juan, en tu vida personal estás viviendo un proceso muy diferente. Cuando se dio la revancha no eras papá, ahora eres papá. Te veo como un padre amoroso. ¿Qué motivación ponen ahora tus niños en tu carrera como boxeador?
Your personal life has different. Perhaps in the rematch you weren't a father yet. Yeah, now you're a loving father. How has having children motivated you?
Bueno, la verdad que pues yo creo que todo padre cuando tiene sus bebés pues es algo motivante, ¿no? Y eso nos motivaba pues muchísimo en los entrenamientos. De hecho pues tuvimos un mes y medio, después fueron a visitarme a altura y eso me motivó más. Y pues obviamente en la pelea, ¿no? Siempre uno tiene que luchar por sus hijos, por su familia y eso es lo que sí.
Well, all parents, when they have babies, it's very motivating. So it was very much motivating for me. And even in the training sessions, because I spent a month and a half without my family, and then they visited me at the high altitude where I was training, and that motivated me more. And in the fight, of course, you always have to go in there and fight for the kids and fight for your family, and that's what I did.
Gallo, ¿no has pensado en, si no se da esa unificación en 115, subir a la 118, donde está claro pues el monstruo no?
Have you thought, if you can't unify your division, move up a division and fight where, Monster Inoue is there?
Bueno, obviamente sí me gustaría una pelea con Inoue, pero sin duda me interesaría más unificar títulos, ya que desde Mosca es mi sueño, ¿no? Es algo que quisiera unificar los 4 títulos y aparte pues no batallo todavía para dar peso super Mosca.
Well, I would like to fight against Inoue, but without a doubt. But what interests me more is to unify belts. It's been my dream to unify since I was at flyweight, something I've always wanted. And so I would like to unify, but also I'm not really struggling to make super flyweight yet.
Champ, you didn't just win the trilogy tonight. Over the last 10 years, you've gone 5-2 in a 4-way series of fights with Carlos Cuadras, Chocolatito, and Teresa Quetzal run beside. How does it feel to be the biggest winner in one of the great series in boxing history over the last 10 years?
Bueno, muy contento porque todo el trabajo que hemos hecho ha valido la pena. Como siempre los campamentos han sido fuertes y eso es lo que nos ha dado la victoria en cada pelea y muy contento porque pues a lo mejor eso es que nos metan al Salón de la Fama o al libro de la historia del boxeo mexicano y pues eso me pone muy feliz y pues todavía me queda mucho camino por delante.
I'm happy because it shows that the work that we did was worth it. Camps have always been hard, but that's what gave us the victory in each fight. So I'm happy, and maybe this victory is what gets me into the Hall of Fame or into the history books of Mexican boxing. I'm very happy, but there's still a long path ahead of me.
Eddie, as the promoter, what is the smartest, most lucrative next fight ever won?
I mean, the Chocolatito fight will always be the biggest, perhaps.
Thank you.
The Chocolatito fight will always be the biggest, I think. But I think we're trying to make as many unified and undisputed champions as possible in the weight class. I think every division should have one champion. So in the flyweight division, I really feel like now with Martinez, with Edwards, with Bam Rodriguez, and with Delakian, we could get an undisputed champion. And I'd like to try and do it in the super flyweight division as well. So I think the winner of Ioka against Franco would be a very good fight, a good unification. And then maybe see Juan try and become undisputed in 2023. Why not?
Juan, Roman Gonzalez.
Después de nada.
Yeah. So, what's the impression of Yoka and Franco as a fighter? What do you think of them?
Bueno, el peleador japonés es un gran peleador, si no me equivoco es campeón en 4 categorías, ¿no? Pero Franco pues va subiendo, va en ascenso, va subiendo muy bien y es un gran peleador que obviamente me gustaría pelear contra cualquiera de los dos, pero de hecho desde peso mosca quería pelear contra Yoka, no se me ha dado, pero ojalá que en este peso me toque unificar contra Yoka.
Well, the Japanese fighter, he's a great fighter. If I'm not mistaken, he's a 4-division champion. And with Franco, he's on the rise. He's rising well. He's a great fighter. And I'd fight any of the two. Ever since I was at flyweight, I wanted to fight against Ioka. It hasn't happened yet, but hopefully I can unify against him.
Juan, Román dijo que no sabía si iba a continuar en el boxeo. ¿Qué le recomendaría vos? Acabas de pelear con él. ¿Que se retire ahorita en lo alto o que siga todavía peleando?
Roman didn't know if he wanted to retire yet. You just fought him. Do you give him any recommendation? Should he retire now at his peak or continue?
Bueno, la verdad no sé los planes de Román González, como lo comento y como yo lo sentí ahorita, yo creo que todavía le quedan algunas peleas buenas por hacer y pues yo le recomendaría que pues todavía siguiera el boxeo, no todavía le queda camino por recorrer.
Well, the truth is, I don't know the plans of Roman Gonzalez, but like I've said, and as I feel, I still think that he can still make a lot of good fights in the future. My recommendation would be that he stays in boxing because he has a long path ahead of him.
Guys, 2 more questions if you have.
For Eddie Hearn, please. Eddie, could you describe the magic of Phoenix, of this beautiful arena? Because you have been traveling around the world, United Kingdom, you name it. But what about Phoenix, and do you have plans to keep working here?
Yeah, Phoenix has been a great market. I mean, remember last time we were here with Daniel Jacobs, well, with Jesse, but a smaller show, but Jacobs against Chavez, which was wild. You know, and,
I remember.
And another big crowd tonight. You know, I think it's very important to keep these places that love boxing active with boxing.
How do you define the Mexican fans?
Amazing, as always. You know, I mean, look, we've been lucky enough to be involved with Juan, with Julio Cesar Martinez, with Canelo Alvarez, with so many Mexican fighters, and they're very similar to British fight fans.
Yeah.
They're very passionate, and there's a couple of very important cities, obviously in Texas, but also Phoenix and San Diego is another great place. Now we're doing a lot more shows in Mexico. Obviously, Juan boxed Cortez there in his hometown. We was in Mexico City a couple of weeks ago with Lara. We was in Guadalajara a couple of weeks before that. Obviously we've got Fierro, Hernandez, we've got many Mexican fighters, and we love promoting Mexican fighters because the fans are incredible.
Thanks as a Mexican.
It's about the ladies too. It's possible the 4-5 be in Mexico, the Estrada and Gonzalez?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that would be amazing in his hometown. We've done 2 fights with Estrada in his hometown. So the atmosphere has been incredible both times, and a fight with Chocolatito. But that felt almost like Mexico out there tonight.
Gallo, if you are able to go down the path of becoming undisputed, where would that rank for you compared to your trilogy with Chocolatito?
Bueno, yo creo que son 2 cosas muy distintas, ¿no? Pero pues sin duda a mí me gustaría unificar los 4 cinturones. Yo creo que eso ya me metería en el Salón de la Fama sin duda, y pues esta trilogía también yo creo que va a quedar en la historia del boxeo y pues es una de las mejores de la década.
Well, I think those are 2 different things. Without a doubt, I want to unify the 4 belts. That would for sure get me into the Hall of Fame. I think that this trilogy as well got me into the history books of boxing because I thought it was one of the most important trilogies or fights in the decade.
I can't imagine anyone in this room who will not already work for the Hall of Fame.
Muchas gracias, ojalá que así sea.
Thank you. Hopefully that's what happens.
That's a good way to finish, everybody. Juan Francisco Estrada, great performance.
Algo que enseñaba a la selección mexicana de fútbol, algo que le enseñas a la selección mexicana.